Sarah, guess what? It's Tuesday. Technically, it's Monday for me. I'm not going to have proper time to make a whole video for you on Tuesday. So instead, I'm going to be performing a little bit of time travel and making it Monday, pretending it's Tuesday, but it's actually Monday. So if something happens on Tuesday that's really big and important, I'm not going to know about it because that was yesterday. For you, it's for me for today. But tomorrow, Sarah, I kind of want to piggyback a little bit on the video you made a couple days ago over the whole hubbubaloo over the Netflix Legend of Zelda live action show thingy. Rest assured, I'm very confident that it's a fabricated story, not actually really going to happen. Why? Simple. There's no source for this rumor aside from the Wall Street Journal article that was published. I've spent hours combing the internet trying to find the source of this whole thing, and it all traces back to this one location. Reading the Wall Street Journal article, it reveals no leads as to where they got the leak from, nor does it actually mention an anonymous source or anything to that extent. Now let's assume for a moment that Netflix was actually the ones who released the anonymous tip to the Wall Street Journal about the fact that they're working on a TV series adaptation of an insanely popular game series. It's been nothing but beneficial for them. Their stocks climbed quite nicely in the weeks following that rumor's release, and the fact of the matter is, searching through their website for their press releases and other projects they made public doesn't reveal any other indications as to what could have caused the spike in their profit line aside from this rumor hitting the internet. And this source coming from Nintendo is equally as plausible, though unlikely, considering Nintendo fans are just as likely to make up stories and rumors about the franchise films being made on their own. I can vividly remember reading an article over a decade ago about a Metroid film being made, and that was published in a gaming magazine. I held on to that little dream for about 3 years before I realized I'd been duped. As for neither Nintendo or Netflix commenting on this rumor, that's just to be expected. First of all, these are businesses. They're looking for any chance they can to make a dollar, and I don't want you guys to forget that. Nintendo's not about supporting you or your dreams. It's about making product and you buying it. Secondly, Nintendo's long been looking for ways to expand their intellectual property into new media formats as well as into new venues entirely. One word. Amiibo. Also, Netflix is always on the hunt for new exclusive titles to keep their audience engaged. Either of them commenting on the rumor would only hurt themselves and the potential for future endeavors, so it just makes sense for them to keep quiet about the whole thing. I have to agree and disagree with you on the whole thing, Sarah. I'll agree that making a family-friendly Legend of Zelda rendition of Game of Thrones is dubious at best. 2 words. Buzzwords. Buzzword. Buzzwords. 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 And buzzwords. That was actually kind of tiring. Game of Thrones is perhaps one of the most profitable and popular franchises on the TV market currently, so it just makes sense for them to use that as an attention grab, because that's all it really is. Throwing the words Game of Thrones into any equation is just a way to get attention, and you know what? It frickin' works. Though the similarities would be strange. I mean, half of Game of Thrones is sex. It'd be very strange to see how you would convert that into Legend of Zelda universe. Wow, I'm pretty sure in the darkest corners of the internet, there's no shortage of Link and Ruto sex scenes. Well, I mean, frankly, the scripting, the blocking, the sound effects are already done, so all they have to do is buy the rights for, like, what, 20 bucks? I disagree, however, that it's impossible to do a good Legend of Zelda TV series, live action notwithstanding. I've watched a lot of Orange is the New Black, and I have a lot of friends who've watched and thoroughly enjoyed the other Netflix exclusive titles that there are to offer. They're doing something right. The possibility that Netflix could make a very good Legend of Zelda TV series is actually not out of the question. Exceptionally difficult, yes, but not unobtainable. And yes, Sarah, while there are a lot of Legend of Zelda monsters in the universe that are actually quite horrifying, there are some that are the exact opposite. May I introduce you to the Choo Choo? Not exactly horror material, well, I mean, maybe with the right lighting and enough gore added to the equation, possibly? At the end of all this, I'm almost entirely convinced that this is just another groundless Nintendo makes another game franchise into a movie or TV series rumor that the fan base is no stranger to by now. That's my theory on it. I've also included a couple of fun little links to read in the thingy below, so you can check those out for extra reading entertainment. One of them is actually included a list of ideal cast of characters for main Legend of Zelda character titles, and you know what? At least 3 of them are Game of Thrones characters. There's a shocker. If it does happen, I'm very convinced that Netflix would make their money back on the whole thing very quickly. And if it went to hell, then at least Nintendo fans would have something else to rage against. If it doesn't, then I'm right, and I'm right a lot, so that wouldn't be a surprise to me, actually. I like being right. Sarah, I will see you on Friday. Hang loose. Balancing is hard on this.